Hello Wargamers and welcome to Ultimate General Civil War with me, Bubblebox. Ultimate General Civil War is the successor to Ultimate General Gettysburg, a game that I have played, and I put up one of the campaigns from that game up on the channel probably about a year ago now. The game actually came out, the original one, Ultimate General Gettysburg, came out a couple of years ago. I believe in 2014, I think it was. And I really like that game. It's got a really nice feel to it, really nice maps. And this is the successor to it, made by the developers Game Labs. It's available currently in early access on Steam. I think it's got a fairly hefty price tag of £22.99 and whatever that converts to in euros and dollars. But I think it's well worth it. It's got a really nice campaign, and it's really been built upon since the previous iteration, Ultimate General Gettysburg, in that there's a lot more depth to the campaign. You can play, of course, the campaign as both sides of the American Civil War. It does cover the whole of the American Civil War, although in early access there is about half of the major battles. In early access in the campaign there's 8 major battles and 10 minor engagements for each side, and then when the game comes out fully there'll be an extra 8 major battles and another 13 more minor engagements added when the full game's released. The game is already extremely playable, looks very, very good, and certainly doesn't seem like a lot of the early access games that you come across, which may be reflected in that fairly high price for the early access game. Ultimate General Gettysburg was a little bit of a niche game, didn't appeal to everyone. It is a real-time strategy game, but as I say, this Civil War iteration has really built upon that and is a much bigger and more expansive campaign in which you not only play through the battles, but you can customize your units, your army, your corps as you want them, really, depending on the outcomes of the battles, what you decide to spend all of your resources on. And there are a number of different resources with which you use during the campaign. But anyway, I'm going to explain all that as we go through the campaign. So there are 2 campaigns, obviously, one for each side. There are a number of historical battles. For the Americans, you might realize what some of these battles are. For me, as a Brit, I don't really know, because we don't really do a lot of we didn't really do a lot of American history when I was certainly at school. So I'm up for learning, and anything you can tell me in the comments about the American Civil War, I will be I will be very, very interested in hearing about, because I think it's one of the bloodiest battles or wars in American history, and did last a number of years as well. And in the early stages, certainly, of the war could have gone either way, I believe. There's also a number of custom battles that you can play as well, and I'm sure they'll add a lot more when the game's released. But we are going to play the campaign.
A house divided against itself cannot stand. This government cannot endure permanently. Half slave and half free.
I rise, Mr. President, for the purpose of announcing to the Senate that I have satisfactory evidence that the state of Mississippi, by a solemn ordinance of her people in convention assembled, has declared her separation from the United States.
So a speech is for the North, I suppose, and a speech for the South. As we move on, we've got to choose some options here. We can either choose the tactician options, in which we get some increased army organization, which allows you to basically increase your army size, or we can get reconnaissance, which gives you some information on the enemy. We can be a strategist, which gives you army organization, and also training, whereby I believe your units that you add to your army are better than they previously would be. You don't get raw recruits all the time. You get some vets into your army, or you can get the logistician, in which your army organization again is a +1, and this time you get logistics, which helps you with your supply, and I'll explain that a little bit later. Now I'm not going to go with supply. I think we'll be okay for supply. Army organization we're going to get anyway. So do we want reconnaissance, do we want information on the enemy, or do we want training? Now, as I'm intending to play the Union in this particular playthrough, and the Union tends to have more money and more recruits, whereas the Confederates tend to have better recruits and less money to spend. That's kind of the balance of the two different armies in this game. So I'm going to go, as I'm going to be playing the Union in this, certainly in this playthrough, we'll go for training, whereby we allows us to replenish unit loss with new veteran units for a lower cost, because we're going to be going for probably a bigger army than we would have if we were playing as the Confederates. So we'll grab that one first of all. Now we can go for artillery, in which you'll get a logistics again, and we can get medicine. And medicine, kind of at the end of each battle, some of your units come back from being wounded, and I guess this means you just get more of them. Again, we can have training again, and reconnaissance, or we can have reconnaissance and I don't want reconnaissance and logistics. Reconnaissance actually might be useful to know what the enemy is bringing onto the battlefield at the beginning of the game, but I think we're going to go more for, probably don't want logistics, go for training. I think again, get those veteran units up, and a bit of reconnaissance as well. So we'll grab infantry for that one. And then finally, we've got to go for business, army, or politics. Economy clearly will get you more money, and you need to purchase new and upgraded weapons during the campaign in this game, so that's going to be quite important, I think, especially if I'm going to have a big army. I'm going to need a lot of weapons, and again we're going to get some logistics, which I'm not too bothered about, or we can get for training again, an army organization, or we can get politics and economy. Now economy we've just explained, and politics influences the amount of recruits and money you receive during the war. So more money, basically. And economy is, hang on. Economy is increase your level in economy will reduce the cost. Oh, that reduces the cost. Politics kind of gets you more money. So we'll go for that one, I think. Now we can play the Confederates or the Union, and you can read that for yourself, but basically the Confederates, as I say, get less money but better trained units, and the Union get more money but slightly kind of rawer recruits. So we're going to go for Union, and we can play at 3 different levels: Colonel, Brigadier General and Major General. We'll play the central one, Brigadier General, where we don't get any buffs or nerfs compared to the AI, so we'll grab that one. So this is, what should we call ourselves? Well, we'll call ourselves Bubble Box, of course. Or we could call ourselves General Bubble Box. Should we call ourselves General Bubble Box? Yeah. Why not? General Bubble Box. So there are our traits. And let's begin. I do not think... Alright, okay, here we are. So General, our main objective is to secure the small town and its railroad station. According to our scouts, the garrison should not exceed 3,000 soldiers. We must capture the town before rebel reinforcements arrive via the railroad. Okay. It is advised you to use your vanguard to clear the town's perimeter for skirmishers, or other threats. The rest of your forces are en route and will arrive from the southwest. Assault the town when all your forces are present. Okay, let's just pause real quick. Get 2 different views of the map. You can get kind of... Oh, we have to have it running, do we, to see? Yep, you can get a top view. I prefer this kind of view where you get some idea of the terrain, and because there are advantages to being on top of the terrain, etc. So we'll send our skirmishers up first of all. This is my commander, who gives us, as you can see, he's got a command radius, which will give benefits to the units that he's commanding. So we'll send them up. We'll be getting recruits in as well. Certainly going to need more units than this to take the town. And we've come across some enemy already. I can hear we're flanked there. So where are... Oh, they're on top of the hill. So And so I think it's better off maybe just to turn around and just go this way around, and we'll go up on the hill. And while they're moving, you can orientate them for facing and all sorts of things. They're easily flanked. So there's the enemy, 186 units. We've got quite a big Zook in charge of quite a big brigade there. You can see I'm getting shot from behind a little bit, losing a couple of units. 100 and quite a big set of units there. We've got a couple of skirmisher units as well, which we can move. Probably send them around the flanks. Now we're not under a timer at the moment, so we don't have to rush things, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my skirmishers across here, because we're going to try and flank around a little bit, and I'll send my main units, we'll bring him to here first, then we'll send him up through the trees. Cover is really important in this game, because cover gives you all sorts of bonuses. It's slower to move through thick cover, but yeah, you get all sorts of you get shot less, although for big units sometimes it's a little bit less effective to shoot out. We need to keep moving, guys, and I'll keep my general bubble box, trying to keep his radius near everyone. So general bubble box. Oh, sorry, let's have a look at Zook first of all. You can see we've got morale, cover and condition. All these are really important. Morale is exceptionally important, because if you get to too low a morale, then your units will rout, and they may even leave the actual battle area and you'll lose them. Cover is important. You can see the cover of different areas as you move into it. I think you can see it kind of as you mouse over it as well. Yep, you can see, like, if you right click, you can see the cover there is 86%. So we're going to move up to there, and we're going to keep moving our skirmishers forward as well on the flank there. And then we've got condition down here, the blue bar. Condition is important because if you're in a good condition, you're going to be able to fight a lot better, and if you're in poor condition, you won't be able to fight at all. And your units will lose condition if they charge, they'll lose condition when they're fighting sometimes, and they'll also lose condition if they're running instead of marching in order. So we'll move our skirmishers a little bit further forward, and again, we're not under any time pressure at the moment, so we'll just move our units forward gradually, and we'll get General Bubble Box up to influence his units as best as he can. You can speed up the game and slow down the game as well. And there's some enemies spotted. In fact, these have been flanked. We just need to get these rearranged so that they are facing. Get the other first skirmishers facing and get Zook up. Oh, we've got some more recruits coming in as well. So the more reinforcements coming in. So we've got some reinforcements appearing from the back, and we're going to get these in on the fight really quickly, so we're going to actually get them. Oh, there's some cavalry. We've also got some another big brigade here, which we're going to make, of course, we're going to run up, I think. And then we've got some artillery, which I think, let's just pause for a second. Yeah, they're limbered, so they can move quite fast when they're limbered, but unlimbered they move a lot faster but can respond quicker. So they are limbered at the moment, so we'll move them up pretty rapidly. We've got a supply wagon as well, because your units can run out of supply. And if you have a look at one of the units, you can see the supply bar is the white bar and the reloading bar is the red bar, and they reload quicker or slower depending on the kind of conditions and morale and stuff, and also how much ammo they've got. If they get really low on ammo, they will reload a lot slower, and which is why you have to keep them resupplied. But you'll resupply wagon, and they'll also resupply at different rates depending on which weapon they use, and you can upgrade by new weapons, etc. So we need Zook to get in on the action as quickly as he can, so we'll move him forwards. Skirmishers are already engaging this guy here, and everyone else needs to move forward as rapidly as possible. So these guys, I believe, can dismount, which we shall do right now, and they have got their own weapons, so we shall dismount these and get these to join in and try to flank this guy. And these can run up to here and attack. We've got to push these back as quickly as possible. Zook's making his way forward, a little bit slow perhaps. We'll get Bubble Box up. This guy can run. We need to be attacking the town. We are now on a timer. We've got 4:48 mission time to take this Confederate flag, and you can see they've got 4 armies in position. Well, I don't know if that's 4 armies or 4. There's 4 points of interest, and then the point that we have to take. There's also some units in this town which we may actually want to try to bypass, perhaps. But anyway, Zook is moving up. Now there's 2 ways to attack this town. We've got this bridge here where we have to go through this town and this group here, or we could alternatively go over this bridge to the north, which means we could almost kind of go around these units, which is probably the plan of action. So we'll keep get our artillery into a decent position to fire. We'll keep those moving up, and we'll get Walton up in the trees here, ready to assault across the bridge. Okay, so they're engaging. Let's get our skirmishers over there as well. These guys can go run over there. Double quick, and we'll get our supply wagon moving up as well. The things that are heavy on supply tend to be the artillery. So these guys, I think they are routed, so we can kind of finish them off, really. Let's get General Bubble Box up to help. So he's getting in position. We'll get some artillery there, and we'll get our other artillery here. We need our skirmishers up to scout and let us know what's going on, and we'll get our other army up as well. Move him forward just a little bit. Just going to walk him forward now. We need to get his condition up. These guys are pretty much had it, so we'll pull these guys back, and we're going to keep our army fairly well together. We'll fast move those across, and we'll get Bubble Box up here. So we're going to be heading to try to go across the bridge to try and get this point without actually engaging these guys, if we can help it. So let's get the skirmishers up here on this high point where they should be able to see lots of stuff. Ah, there's some units there, so we will engage. Let's move forward, see if we can engage from the trees. These guys can't see. We need to move these forward. These guys are going to be attacking there, and then Loomis can move up through the trees as well. Let's get our supply wagon forward. Get Bubble Box helping out as well. Zook needs to keep moving. Don't know why he stopped. Keep moving, my friend, and we'll get you back onto your horses and scampering across over there. Right, so are you engaging? We need you to engage. We need to get across that bridge as soon as possible. We've only got 4 minutes 17 left. Are you firing? You're actually firing on these guys. And you're firing. We need you firing on this guy, and we need you firing on this guy as well. We'll put these skirmishers, just leave these skirmishers there just to protect in case these guys, if from the town here, decide to attack out of the town. So we now need you to engage as well, and we need to push these back as quickly as possible. So all guns are blazing now. The artillery is firing nicely. Let's get Bubble Box up. In fact, I'm going to... yeah, we'll get him right up. And we need Zook to engage as well. So we'll bring him across to here probably. Right, this guy's moving. So where's he going to go? They've also got some artillery, I've just noticed, at the back of this town. But we are pounding the bridge so that we can try to get across. And stop Bubble Box just there. There is a halt command, I think. Still getting used to the game a little bit. We've got our cavalry, which we could rush. Maybe we can get them across. Let's move them up onto the right-hand side. Yeah, these guys on this side of the bridge are taking a bit of a pounding. I don't think they've got a lot of cover there. I think we are in some cover. Conditions good. Conditions not brilliant for Walton. But Zook's coming in on the action now, so we need to take this next guy. These have routed and gone backwards. I hope I don't get flanked though by... Yeah, we'll leave these artillery firing on McHenry. Their artillery is actually firing as well. Can our artillery fire on their artillery? I think that might be a better idea, because Zook's going to get attacked by their artillery. Now, can I get across? This is a little ford. Oh no, I can't go across the river. Okay, we'll stay back, stay back. In fact, these have got quite nice rifles, so I'm going to unload those. We'll get them to attack as well. Yeah, he's flanked, unfortunately, because, yeah, which is not brilliant. It might be worth just charging him. No. Now, we'll leave him where he is. Let's move forward and start to attack these guys now. Move double box forward a little bit. Get our supply wagon up. And we need to start pounding this area next. Because a lot of their army, you can see, is tied up in this town, and we want to keep it that way if we can. I might even redirect my artillery. We need to break them as quickly as possible. Because we've only got 3 minutes 47 left, or 3:47, whatever that time is, to take the town. But I am getting hit with flank attack, which isn't good. Because flank does decrease like condition morale and stuff quite quickly. But we're getting a lot of firepower in on these guys now. They are behind some fortifications, which is a little bit unfortunate. I could do a charge, but I want to avoid it if I can, because charging really takes your condition down. And the condition, as you can see, isn't great right now. I'm wondering whether... No, we'll keep attacking. Are these attacking as well? They are. So we'll keep on with this strategy. We've just got to wear these guys down at these fortifications. We just need some of this artillery to get on target. I mean, I could move the artillery a little bit closer, which I think I may well do. Yeah, let's move the artillery up and on the flank. I might actually target their artillery with my artillery, and we'll just protect our flank with our skirmishers, keeping an eye on this guy here. Because I think we have got to do something about this artillery units firing on our flank. And we shall do it with our artillery. Let's get nice and close. Yeah, another attack there from their artillery. We've got to break these. Once these are broken, I think we'll have a fairly good route to the centre of the town. So I'm actually going to target my artillery onto their units behind the fortifications. I mean, it is fairly long range. They're firing from, well, medium to long range, I guess. So they're not doing us too much damage with their artillery. But our artillery, now that they're nice and close, should do quite a lot of damage. This one can't see, really? Oh, it can't be seen, I think. That's what that means. Our supply is good at the moment. Taking them down. If you look at the information tab, you can see sort of kind of a bit more information about your group of units. Oh, they're broken. Right, let's keep everything moving forward then. That's excellent. Okay. Oh, hold on a minute. We need to change face here. Getting flanked. We need to watch our flanks. Let's smash them with artillery. Where's these skirmishers? May as well join in as well. So this guy can protect our flank. In fact, it looks like they're charging. I've gone into some weird sort of formation. Oh, they've lost the plot. Okay, let's move across. Let's try to move into the town if we can. Let's bring these skirmishers in as well. Oh, we've managed to rout them all the way back. Right, we're taking fire from somewhere, but let's just get into the town, see if we can get hold of this objective. I wonder if there's units at this fortification up here. Let's send our skirmishers over there for a look. We're going to come round from the north, I think, rather than heading towards their artillery. And let's move this guy... No, let's move him across the river as well. We'll send our skirmishers to attack their artillery. We've got a supply point we can capture if we want. I might leave my supply behind a little bit. So the skirmishers are going to attack their artillery, which is going to be... because these artillery are really poor against infantry. So, oh, they've got a lot of infantry over here, though. So we are engaging, and we are exhausted here. So let's just move them up to this resupply point. Let's get our skirmishers up there. Check that area out. Bubble Box needs to come across to help out his units. And let's get these guys across as well. So let's move our artillery a little bit further forward, see if we can support a little bit closer. Got some more units coming in from down here. Right, let's move. Let's get rid of that. So conditions really poor, so we're just going to leave him there for a second just to sort his condition out. Zook, though, has got an okay condition. We can move him forward to support, so move him through here. Bristow can also attack. And looks like Root is attacking, but so we just need to get our artillery stopped and just target them, because I think they're charging. We need to do let's just fall back, fall back, fall back. Walton is opening up now on this small amount of units in the centre here. Let's bring these skirmishers back across just to support our units here. Where are these guys going? Right, these guys need to come a little bit closer, to be honest. Rebels prepare for a counter-attack. Okay, so I think we've managed to take the town. Ooh. Right, so we've moved on to the second part of this scenario. And what we're going to do is we'll take a break here and we'll come back in the next episode. Looks like we have hold of the town and we now have to hold the town from a counterattack from the enemy. So thank you all very much for watching. Please do give us a thumbs up if you want to see more of this game. I'm quite enjoying it. I think it's really interesting. It's got a lot more depth once you get into the campaign and start organising your army the way in which you want your army. Tell me a little bit about the Civil War if you're an American and you know a little bit about the Civil War. Maybe all Americans don't know about the Civil War. I don't know. I imagine they do. But thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.